All right, guys, I'm Connor Ferguson. This is Always Race Day. This is Infield Beers, and this is Logan Schuchart walking into another Saturday night Knoxville Nationals. Hey, man, you've top 5 this race 3 times, man. How excited are you for Saturday?
I'm excited. It's our best starting spot. So we started 4th a couple years ago, running 2nd to Kyle with 10 to go, and we had a mechanical failure, and I felt like we had kind of closing in on him and had a really good shot to win that race, but didn't happen. That's hearsay now, but here we are again in another really good spot. And that's when you come to the Nationals in a race like this, that's kind of all you can hope for, is to put yourself in position. And there's so much stress and weight on your shoulders just coming into a qualifying night to put yourself in a good spot. And so many times, this will be, I think, our 9th time in a row making the A main on Saturday, but probably 6 of those times came from a Hard Knocks night or a B main on Saturday. So very happy to be starting 3rd on Saturday.
Can I stop you at that stat too? Because that's remarkable. I think there's a lot of guys in this pit, and there's probably a couple more national guys that have done that as well, and maybe bigger numbers, but it's not easy making this race. It's the hardest race to make of the year, and for you guys to consistently do it 9 years in a row, especially where your team came from, really impressive.
Yeah, I'm very proud of that. It's a very tough stat. I know the first time we made the show in 2016, just to make the race, we were ecstatic. We felt like we won the thing just to make the race, and it's tough. There's 100 really good cars here, and you have the best of the best in the world, in sprint car racing. They're here this week trying their best to win the most prestigious race in sprint car racing, and it's hard just to make the show. So I'm proud just to make the race, and it's just a bonus when you're starting up front.
We've been doing these Infield Beers videos for a couple years now, and I've promised Bill for 2.5 that, like, hey, sometime when we're doing it, and I got a guy here for it, and Logan does well enough, a lot of qualifiers to make it work, and you were 0 for 26. Not your fault, probably more my fault for not bringing people at different races. But I'm excited we can sit down and do this with you. But how tiny? Try to have the casual fan understand. I think a lot of people know your story, know Shark Racing story. How small was that team when it started? And what's it like to see what it's grown into?
Grows every year. It continues to grow. I feel like I grow as a driver, but our team has grown. We have 2 rigs sitting here with the 1A with Ashton Thorgerson next to us. We sit here with this big, 18-wheeler with my race car in it that, as a kid that I dreamed of having, and something nice like this. And we roughed it at first. When we first started running the Outlaws in 2014, we used a trailer that my grandfather built in the 80s that was definitely scruffified. He earned that nickname, and came from Jacob and I sleeping on the trailer floor, and probably my grandpa did. Yeah, my grandpa did at 70 years old. So and now he's 81, 82, kind of reaping the benefits of seeing his kids have some success, and we're always continuing to strive to try to have more. It's a tough deal, but I'm fortunate enough that I've had partners that have allowed me to grow this team, and it wouldn't be possible without people like Bill Klingbeil, Kyle Pruitt, Brendan Collum, Ace Pruitt is now helping us. I'm just the driver, and you can call me now. My grandpa one day is going to hand this over to me, so whether I'm the owner or whatever, I'm just fortunate that a kid living his dream that here in Knoxville, Iowa, that can say I'm a sprint car driver and I get to do it for a living.
And you guys, kept scruffifying your pit crew and sleeping on the road and doing that to save money over the years. And if I recall, the story was after you won the Eldora Million, and how monumental that was, that Tony Stewart put $1 million race on Eldora, and Logan ended up being the beneficiary of it, and that was enough money to get you guys a new hauler and kind of reset your team.
Yeah, it's been a build up. You know, we've wanted to, you know, it's kind of the building blocks of the program. You know, I got a different rig from splitting up from, we used to do 2 cars out of 1 trailer with a 1A, and then we were able to get a rig out of Western Pennsylvania that was brand new for Mark Kinzer in 1997. So that was pretty cool, because actually when we took all the decals off of it from the person before, there's about like 10 to 12, 15 layers of decals. Nobody ever took off what was underneath of it. They just put something over top of it. So once you got down to the bottom, there was a number 5 Mark Kinzer underneath of it, and that was kind of cool. So but that trailer had a lot of miles. It's been around for a long time, and so now we upgraded to this 2002 Featherlight that we got from Scott up in Wisconsin, and no, very nice. I never thought of myself to have, you know, something, you know, with nice shiny cabinets and all that stuff when you come from you know, sleeping on a trailer floor and that kind of thing. But it just comes back to, you know, if you have a dream, go for it, and if you put your heart to it, it can happen.
And your crew is nice enough to give us 10 minutes to sit here and do this segment. I really appreciate it. I hope they know they can talk louder. Like, these mics won't pick them up that well. But I did a serious question. You're a Penn State guy. Why can't James Franklin win the big one?
I don't know, man. I like to. Well, I'm not going to ask him, man. He gets some shit from all these other fans. They're our own fans. They're getting. I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan too, and Penn State fans are starting to act like them with their own coach. They're really giving him hell. So I don't know. He's. If he doesn't win something big this year, they're really going to come after him, because, you know, I feel like they got the best chance. You know, Drew Aller, they're going to be they should be a good team. So we'll see.
Trace McSorley is my guy. He won't get better than what he was.
I only own one signed Penn State jersey, and it's a Trace McSorley jersey, and it was given to me by my 5th and 6th grade teachers. Mr. and Mrs. Kent, so that's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Someone asked me like what my white whale guess would be, and I didn't have like a good answer for it. But you and Trace McSorley at the same time on this segment would be awesome.
That'd be sweet.
We'll try to invite him to Nationals next year.
I'd love to meet Trace.
Lastly, what Saturday night, what's it going to take from you to win the Knoxville Nationals?
You know, I my family asked me right afterwards. You know, we're sitting there in Victory Lane. I'm trying to think. They're like, "How come you're not excited? You know, you're locked in. You start 3rd," and it's like, you know, you see that interview of Kobe Bryant back in the day when they're asking, they're like, "Why aren't you excited? You know, what's the deal?" And he's like, "Job's not finished." And I'm just thinking about this thing. I'm thinking about the race, how we need to be better. Why, you know, I didn't feel like I was as good as I need to be at certain parts of that race. I felt like I missed the bottom a couple times in 1 and 2, and it was tough to hit. You know, I heard Kyle and Spencer and Carson and a couple guys say that you know, they kind of missed the bottom in 1 and 2, but you know, to win this race, you got to be perfect, and perfect's hard to do. So to me, was it me as a driver? Can we make the car better? You know, what do we got to do to run the best 50 laps that we can run and put ourselves to the top of that podium? And that's what I'm thinking.
We're going to see if Logan can do that in this beautiful, I mean, one of my favorite paint schemes, I think, ever, especially down here in the Knoxville Nationals pits. But we're going to see what Logan can do in the number 1A Shark Race. We'll get there. I'm a little drunk. This is my first beer. In the Shark Racing number 1S on Saturday night, live on Dirt Vision. This has been Infield Beers. Thanks, guys.